You're watching Fabtex's guide to hanging and dressing drapery. Your drapes will come folded in a heavy-duty plastic bag to keep it clean and minimize wrinkling. Review the shipping label to verify the size, style, and room location. After unwrapping your drape, use the bag it came with to store any trash and properly dispose of it after installation. Hanging and dressing the drapes. How to hang and dress your drapes depends on its style. Start by identifying the drapery direction on which the drapes are to be hung. As a general rule, the label is always sewn on the return side. For pinch pleated drapery, start by locating the master and then insert the drape pin from behind the carrier. Do not insert the first pin in front of the master like this. Then, insert each successive pin into the carriers on the rod. Do not attach the last pleat or return flap at this time. In case you have extra carriers, you can remove them by snapping open the end cap, slide the carriers to the edge to remove them, and snap back the end cap cover. Don't forget to put the return carrier back in. Depending on the track, you may need to screw the end cap loose instead to slide the extra ones out. Again, remember to put the return carrier back in when screwing the end cap back on. Raking the buckram. The heading of the drape includes the buckram, or the stiffening fabric that forms a form foundation for the pleats. Break it between the pleats for the drapes to move properly. To break the buckram, place your finger behind the header fabric between the two pleats. Pull forward and crease the fabric in the buckram. Do this for all the pleats. After, mount the return bracket and insert the pins into it. Adjust the pin if needed. Next, slide the stiffener into the master. If you have a baton, screw in the baton into the grommet. Remember not to over-tighten. For Ripplefold drapery, the side with the stiffener is the one closest to the window, while the side with the label and the pin is the return side. Attach the first snap to the master carrier. Always start attaching the drape to the master carrier and then work your way outward. Do not attach the return at this time. You may have extra carriers. To remove them, loosen the end cap and trim or pop out the extra carriers. Tuck the end into the rod and screw the end cap back in. After snapping in the carriers, attach the stiffener to the master. If you have a baton, screw in the baton into the grommet. Remember not to over-tighten. Now it's time to dress the Ripplefold. This means the curtain should form an undulating or wave pattern going from in to out. Next, mount your return clip and bracket. Adjust the pin on the drape if needed. After, spray in dry silicone so the carriers will glide smoothly. Here's another way to snap the drapes. Instead of doing them in sequential order, you can snap every 5th or 6th snap into place. This way you can sooner let the drapes hang on the rod to take the weight off your shoulders. Finally, for both pinch pleated and Ripplefold drapes, fold the bottom of the drapes. Position yourself by the edge of the rod when folding. Contain the folds between your knee and forearm until it looks neat and even. And now you're done. For more install videos, visit fabtexinstallations.com.